Hey, this is Mike Thompson, and we are back here in the studio at Gulf Coast State College with another edition of Radio Cosmos Live. Tonight, I am thrilled to have the one and only Mr. Alex Napier here. We're going to learn all about his music and a little bit about him tonight. Radio Cosmos Live, let's go!
Satellite online.
Transmitting from the third mall from the sun. You have tuned into Radio Cosmos.
All right, we are back with this lovely studio audience here in this beautiful studio with this beautiful man, Mr. Alex Napier.
What's up, buddy? How are you today?
Great to have you in. Thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule, travel too, to come in and play some music for us.
Absolutely. I'm tickled to be here.
All right. You just got back from Nashville, right?
I did just get back from Nashville.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was a songwriter showcase that Saltwater Revival put on. Some very good friends of mine, they put it together. They do it here in the Panhandle as well. They've had several events down here, and they done like a Nashville takeover. So we went up there, and I was very happy to be a part of that as well. With some great artists on the bill, and I was in the first round, and we played another local of ours, Gage Cowart. We played on the same round, so that was super cool to have somebody familiar, a friend up there with you, and it was really neat. We had, I think it was 12 artists, and each one of them just as good as the next. There wasn't a dog in the bunch, so that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
And
good reception from the Nashville crowd?
Yes, absolutely. I think they dug that, I mean, I say something different, but they have songwriter rounds there all the time, but it's, people from a different place with a different perspective, and a lot of the people were Nashville people, and that helps, get some people in there to see what's going on and stuff, so it was all around cool. It was a great experience.
It's good for everybody, show a little bit of like, hey, this is what we're doing down in our area.
Yeah.
And a little credibility and a little more attention down this way. So that's excellent for everybody. Yeah,
the scene is so cool up there. And just in the last few years, you've seen it. Y'all are on the forefront of it, it's a very coll scene happening here too. So it was cool to share that. Yeah,
it's great. It's one thing I talk about with a lot of the people that come on the show is in fact, I'll ask you this question right now. We do seem to have quite the kind of a little artistic incubator here in especially in Bay County, but up and down, the Northwest Florida. How is that? Do you have any particular thoughts on that? Any experiences of how that's really kind of shaped the way you approach music and approach songwriting?
Well, I'm from Edmonton, Kentucky. It's a little tiny town. Great place, great people, and I'm a young, old married man. Me and my wife, Kelsey, have been married, a few years, and we moved down here, gosh, it's been, I guess, 3 years now, and I'd played music my entire life. I grew up playing bluegrass music and was in bars playing it, younger than I was supposed to, rocking out. And
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, never, of course, but me and my wife came down here on vacation, and she always loved it here anyways, and I was like, I just don't know if I could make a living just playing music. That seemed unfathomable to me that could even happen, and I seen a couple bands. I seen Sons of Saints. I seen Ancline, early being here. Like, I hadn't even moved here or anything, and I was like, wow. I was like, there's something happening here, and I'd like to be a part of it, and the community's been so welcoming to me, and so nice, and everybody's helped me out so much. I've been here 3 years. I don't have any enemies that I know of, so it's there got to be something good going on.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things is we do musically. We have a sense of community. I think all the bands, some people have little personality rubs here or there, which is going to happen with any group of people, but there's plenty of gigs, and there's not people don't seem to be like shoot. You know, they're not out for each other.
Yes.
It's not like competition. You know,
Right.
it's like you're playing here this week, I'm playing there this week, and I think it's very positive culture that we have, which is great because not a lot of places have that.
No. Normally it's very cutthroat and very, sabotage, tendencies. But and that's not everywhere. I think it's depend on who you're around, and I don't like the word competition, but I do love, the thought of camaraderie. That if I can play a little better, maybe I'll get a little better gig down the road, or you know what I mean. It has nothing to do with knocking somebody out of that spot. It's just where you want to be personally with your journey and your music and how serious you want to be about it. And, I do like that there's camaraderie, but, I think camaraderie and competition are two totally different things.
Absolutely. That's a good outlook. So let's talk a little bit about your songwriting. You come from that bluegrass background, that kind of folk, maybe not folk music, but, at least that kind of
mountain music.
There you go. Now you're down here. Some people still call it the Redneck Riviera. Some people think of it as the Emerald Coast. But you certainly have that broader slice of America around here than you might have had back in Kentucky. How do you approach writing songs? I mean, do you really think about it that way? Do the songs just come to you? What's your technique?
That's a good question. One that I should have been prepared for, I guess. I was watching an interview. It's on. I mean, anybody can find it. Forgive me for forgetting the name of it, but I think it's on Amazon Prime about all the Nashville songwriters, and that's a whole different. That's a whole different beast. That's a
machine. I mean,
that's
you
a
go
machine.
In at 8:00, you punch your notes. You leave at 5, and there's a song.
It can be, and I think there's a lot of value in that too.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are amazing.
Yes, I mean I think the biggest thing for me with songwriting is just holding yourself accountable to do it, because it's very easy to, especially as a guitar player. I'm almost a guitar player before I was anything. I'm a very big nerd about that, and I love studying that. And so if I get to writing a song and I have to make it a point to not play, a little bit and get 3 lines down and then start playing an old Zeppelin song that I really like to play, just noodling around. So I think and that's why writing with other people is so great. You can have somebody to hold you accountable if you have to meet at 8:00. I mean, you might get there at 10, but whenever you get there, you get something down, and I think it's about being serious. I've tried writing a lot of different ways. I've written songs my entire life. I started constructively writing, I guess, as a teenager, and I had a friend of mine from back in Kentucky named Jacob Reines, and we would always just get together, and he never cared much about the performance side of it, really. He loved to write, and he was so pure and authentic in the way he wrote. It's I think just don't get it in your own way. But in that documentary, to make a long story short, he said there's 500 different ways to pick a song, to write a song. He's like, just pick one. Mm-hmm. There's no rhyme or reason to it. They have it nailed down pretty tight, like in Nashville, like how to write a hit song. Mm-hmm. But just because something's a hit song doesn't necessarily make it good art,
Yeah.
So
I
just try to
think
say
a lot of that too comes through, and the really good songwriters, even the guys that are doing it, like, that's my job. I do it. I write a song for whoever. They can still capture that authenticity, and it resonates with people because they're like, oh, I can share that experience, or that thought, or just that feeling.
Yes.
That a good song can do.
Yeah, I don't think, and I didn't mean that by like those guys are just on like a script and they have to stay. Those guys are obviously the most talented in the world. But it's just I equate it to just like right now. Me and a lot of other musicians. I mean, here in town and all over the world, even we're in the transition period of cover music to original music, and so if you play a cover song that gets the masses excited, that doesn't mean it doesn't get you excited. But, if you want to play original stuff, it's, there's 2 things to be traded out either way you do it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So, well, speaking of all these great songs, how about we hear some? What you got for us tonight?
All right. I'll play the first one here for you. It's called Pictures of Mama. I wrote it with another local musician, Stevie Muntz. Me and him get together and write just about once a week usually. You know, he's he's helped me out a lot, kind of taking me under his wing and, you know, showed me a lot of the constructive side of things and, you know, just how to approach it. And so we wrote this one. I had the idea that I noticed here on the beach, when you see a family, you know, getting pictures taken of them, like not professionally, just people hanging out, it's always mom. It's always mom doing it. You know, like the dad, you know, the kids, they don't think to do it. And, you know, that's just part of life. And that's, you know, that's what a mama bears. But, you know, I was thinking about, you know, where's the pictures of mama? So that's, you know, that's the name of this one. And it goes like this. Trip to LA, it's the first time I ever seen an airplane. To this day I still don't know how they fly. Never made it to Pigeon Forge, Dad was cussing and broke down for him, but Mama always had a way to make things right. Just tucked away upstairs in black and white. It's Tommy with his third Corona, sister with that I don't want attitude she had that whole damn year. There's one of us in Pensacola she took with that Motorola. I showed her how to use in 2010. If I can do it all again, I swear I'm gonna take the time to take more pictures of Mama. Once a month after church on Sunday, get together talking about the old days, telling jokes like we always used to do. Except nowadays it's all about you. It's Tommy with his fourth Corona, sister with that I don't wanna attitude she had that whole damn year. One of us in Pensacola she took with that Motorola. I showed her how to use in 2010. If I can do it all again, I swear I'm gonna take the time to take more pictures. Tommy with his fifth Corona, and sister with that white dress on her, and Daddy trying to hold back the tears. And one of us in Pensacola she took with that Motorola. I showed her how to use in 2010. If I can do it all again, I swear I'm gonna take the time to take more pictures of Mama. Yeah, pictures of Mama.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right. That's one of my favorite ones I've been doing here lately. You know, it's been wearing that one out, so that'll be out pretty soon. I guess if you're hearing this, it's somewhat out right now. Now, the next one I'll play, I see a lot of songwriters, and we all kind of have something in common. A songwriter loves a good ballad, you know? And so you spend half your time trying to, like, fight on that. You're like, I need to write something upbeat, something cool. And, you know, I've been fortunate enough to get a couple of those, but on this song, I was like, what if I just lean in on it? I was like, if we're all these great sad songwriters, let's just lean into it as far as we can and see what we can come up with. So I apologize for the next one. No, it really is one of my favorite songs I've ever written. It's called No One Should Sit Alone. Lunch bell rang at 1:45. He grabbed his books and he left his classroom. He sat down with his lunch tray. All he could do was stare down at his phone, trying to find some comfort. But he was all alone. Lonely as a swimming hole in the winter. The touch of another person's all we crave. And you tremble at the thought of no one placing flowers on your grave. Have someone to miss you when you're gone. Oh, no one should sit alone. The doc said, hon, are you sure this is what you want? Once we do the surgery, the baby's gone. She said, how am I supposed to make it? 'Cause daddy is nowhere to be found. She cried as her teardrops stained her hospital gown. Lonely as a swimming hole in the winter. The touch of another person's all we crave. And you tremble at the thought of no one placing flowers on your grave. Have someone to miss you when you're gone. Oh, no one should sit alone. He lost his wife after 55 good years. His family gathered around him in tears. Witness said, I'm next, and his daughter said, Daddy, don't talk like that. Said, baby, I'm going home, so she don't sit alone. Oh, no one should sit alone. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a good and sad one.
I tell you what, man, you're killing me over here.
I know it.
First, Mama's didn't take no pictures of Mama.
I'll pick it up from here, I promise.
Okay. No, that's good stuff, man. Very strong. That's strong, emotional kind of stuff you're doing there. I noticed that's a lot of, and again, we kind of talked about that. I'm not going to tell you how you wrote your music, but, it kind of, for me hearing it, kind of that, all that bluegrass stuff was so, even the real upbeat stuff was real ground and family and community and stuff like that. So a lot of that seems to be flowing through you still. So that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's kind of, you get lost in all this stuff, and like, that's really all you got,
Well, it's cool that you can tie it to, to your upbringing, your background. It's authentic. It's not just a game of words that rhyme nicely,
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's cool.
Thank you.
Now you got an album out, right?
I do, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I play usually here in town, and I mean everywhere, with a trio. We play as a trio. It's Alex Napier and Daybreak, and David Meredith, my bass player. Giles Jr. is my drummer. And, man, we've been together playing for, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years, I guess.
I know, but you guys are tight. I know that.
I appreciate it.
We did a show with you over in
Sweet Bay.
Sweet Bay.
Yeah.
And, man, I was just like, I got to go on after that. Ugh.
Oh, no, man. Y'all are great, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but your guys are doing it. But, so your album, I'm sorry, I drew you aside there.
It's okay. No, it's, so it was, I guess been a little over 3 years now maybe since I put it out. I think it came out in 21. I went to Blackbird Studios in Nashville and recorded it. I went through their academy. They have this, this program that, like students, and they record you like at the last, if I'm not mistaken, it's like toward the end of their thing, and that was really cool. I wished, I'm glad I have material out, and I wouldn't take it down. I love it. I'm gonna keep it, and because it's just part of the journey. But I didn't know anything about producing. I didn't know that when you went into like an engineer, like in the studio, the engineers aren't gonna push producer ideas on you. I didn't know that. I thought if you had like a good sound engineer, they would just be like, hey, we need to add this and do this, that, and the other. And
he's going to do what you tell him to do. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Make
and I
it
didn't
sound good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had I was so green, I didn't know anything about it. So, and they had all this vintage gear we could use, like, and we didn't use any studio musicians. Me and the lineup of the band at that time, we went in and played it and done all the parts. There wasn't nothing fake or sent out or anything. You know what I mean? It was all just us, and I played it on my 93 Fender Mexican-made Stratocaster, and they had all this crazy gear, but I was like, mine works, and I know it well, so I used it. In hindsight, I probably should have taken advantage of some of their toys, but I look back on it very fondly, and I got some new music coming out pretty soon, next couple of months, probably spring.
Excellent.
Get some stuff out, and
now you can do like a full album or an EP, or just do singles, or
I'll probably do singles for a little while.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody does albums anymore.
I love the idea of an album, but I think I want to put a few singles out, and if something kind of takes off pretty well, better than the others, then maybe make an album out of it if needed, But I think people, and I'm guilty of it as well, just the way we consume music, we're just our attention spans are just a little shorter, So I think singles will be fine for right now, do a couple of those. But yeah, definitely got to get an album out pretty soon. I love the idea of cutting a record,
Yeah, and you can work on, like, even if the songs aren't related necessarily, they have you make a flow to the album, and it kind of becomes a bigger entity unto itself.
Yeah.
Not just the individual songs. But, used to, we had to pick up the needle and put it on the record, and if you didn't want to listen to the next song, you had to do something about it. Now it's just, I want to play that song. Play that song for me. You don't have to push any buttons, and you get that song. You don't get the whole album. So
yeah, and as artists, it's our job to have it available like that,
Yeah.
So it's okay. That's just how it is. It's regardless of what I think about it, that's how it is, So I'll put a few singles out, and definitely, if any of them pick up some steam, another album coming down the pike.
Hey, more music, the better, though, man.
Absolutely.
A little more music?
A little more music, absolutely. Let's really feed into this bluegrass. We'll feed into the bluegrass on the next tune. How about that? I'm gonna play this one. This one's it's one we've had. I haven't had any commercial success. I'll put that out there. Nothing on a grand scale. But I've been very fortunate to have people listen to it and dig it and sing it back to us at shows and stuff. So this is, I guess, my biggest tune, in my eyes, and I guess a lot of people that listen to his eyes. So listen for you. It's called Bible Study, and it's just about finding a woman that's a little bit better than you. Which everybody needs. She's at Bible study, and I'm getting drunk, and I'm getting tired, having all this fun. Well, she probably hates this band on the run. She's at Bible study, and I'm getting drunk. don't know how my path crossed hers. She hates when I cuss and I can't find the words, but she's true to me and I'm true to her. I wouldn't give her up for anything in the world. And she's at Bible study and I'm getting drunk and I'm getting tired having all this fun. Well, she probably hates this band on the run. She's at Bible study and I'm getting drunk. Wearing down all my rough edges, I do a little better as time progresses. I'm on the right track, but boy, let me tell you, it's taken me years to clean up my messes. And she's a Bible study and I'm getting drunk and I'm getting tired having all this fun. Well, she probably hates this band on the run. She's a Bible study and I'm getting drunk. This in her own ain't no place to start a family. I'm learning that the hard way, day by day. Somewhere between Hank Jr. and an angel, hand in hand we'll both fade away. She's a Bible study and I'm getting drunk and I'm getting tired having all this fun. Well, she probably hates this band on the run. She's a Bible study and I'm getting drunk. She's a Bible study and I'm getting drunk. All right. Thank you. This next one I'm going to play, it just comes from the point of view of being on stage. You know, just, now, you'll notice in the lyrics I was playing a little different type places, you know, but you'll figure that out. But it's, yeah, this is just what it's like being up there, you know, rocking out to a crowd and having a good time. It's called My Point of View. To my guitar and turn the amp wide open. Light a cigarette and step to the mic. The smoke in this bar looks like an ocean. Bodies dancing like waves in the night. First it's over, they're having a good time. I sneak out back to refill my cup. Suspense will build and I'll wait for the right time to come back with something that fires them up. And we're all in here together, having the time of our life. And when we wake up in the morning, I hope we'll remember tonight. That song started, it's time to go home now. Watch them all fade out of the room. From the depths of my soul, I say thank you. And that's what it's like from my point of view. And we're all in here together, having the time of our life. And when we wake up in the morning, oh, we'll remember tonight. Oh, thank you.
All right. A pretty good pick in there too, buddy.
I appreciate it. I got a little comfortable and we had a good time, you know.
Well, where can people hear your music? Where can people buy your music? Where can people learn more about you?
So all the social medias, you know, Instagram, Alex Napier 99. Facebook, it's Alex Napier and Daybreak. You know, get the band page and everything, and post the schedule on there. You come out and see us. I mean, we travel all over the place. We're in Kentucky and Tennessee and Alabama and South Carolina and, you know, on down into Florida and stuff. So we've been very fortunate to get to travel a little bit and play some music. So keep a lookout. We might be in a city near you, and all the music's anywhere you can stream music. You know, if you want to buy it, I'd appreciate it. We'd sure, you know, it puts biscuits and gravy on the table, I guess. But you know, it's everywhere to listen to, and I hope you check it out. I hope everybody listening checks it out.
Excellent. Thank you for coming out, Alex.
Absolutely.
Why don't you give us one for the road, big guy?
Let's get one for the road. This one's kind of about the road.
There you go.
It's called Right Where I Need to Be. Well, I'm 1,000 miles from Edmonton, Kentucky. I don't think I've ever been this far from home. I gotta live my dream, but I got to take her with me. If I don't, I'll wind up broke ass and all alone. Yeah, I quit a damn good job just last weekend. I decided I would rather play guitar. I gotta put all of my eggs in one basket. I might make $1 million and I might starve. And the highway is much longer than I expected, and the road goes on forever, it seems. And that yellow line, it just goes on forever. And I know it's right where I need to be. I could sing all them songs about Texas, and if I get paid, I'll send it to Dave Cole. If the flame flickers out that's in my soul, I will turn us all around and drive back home. longer than I expected. And the road goes on forever, it seems. And that yellow line, it just goes on forever. And I know it's right where I need to be. And that yellow line, it just goes on forever. And I know it's right where I need to be. Now let's play it again. Man, thank you guys so much for having us.
Thank you so much, Alex, for coming out, making everybody's day. Thank you guys for being here. And I would like to take just a second on a personal note. We lost a good friend of the station, of the school, and of local art and music. Harley Brennan passed away last week, and he was a mentor to me, and I learned a lot about radio and just, you know, putting together a decent show and bringing people together from just following his lead. So I can remember one particular morning I got in the car and he was doing the morning mix, I think it was called, or something like that. It was a morning show. And like 3 songs in a row, he just knocked me out with people I'd never heard before and became big fans of. So he was that kind of guy, just sharing. So anyway, God bless you, Harley. Thank you very much. Thank you to you too, Alex. And we'll see you guys next week. Be good.